Welcome back to Nigeria 2015, our continuing coverage of the general elections. Already information just pouring in from all across the country. But don't worry, just settle back and let us guide you to what is happening here today. Let's start again, this time with the situation in Ebonyi State, where the Labour Party governorship candidate, Mr. Edward Nkwego, says that he's impressed with the process of accreditation of voters and voting in this state. He urges voters in the state to remain calm so as not to truncate the peaceful process of the elections. Let's listen to what he says.
Apart from shortage of materials in some areas, I think the election is going on fine for now. So it's too early to say. It's too early to actually make a conclusion whether the election is successfully conducted. I expect to win the gubernatorial election for Ebonyi State under the platform of the Labour Party. I want to enjoin all accredited voters and those who are waiting to be accredited to be calm, peaceful, and conduct themselves according to the electoral rules.
Well, in Cross River State, we have information also. Voters came out in numbers to cast their votes. And some of them who spoke to Channels Television told us that the exercise has been peaceful so far.
Yes, I have casted my vote.
In this election is successful, and we thank God. Everybody have come out to vote peacefully.
I am a party agent to PDP, and all that is going on is free and fair.
Actually, in the morning time, that's what we were experiencing here. But later on, around that 11 people, the turnout was massive.
All right, let's get back. Let's take some analysis of what Kelvin did report to us today from Abia. Well, yes, that state did pop up in that list of flashpoints, and what a handful he had there. Riots going on in Abia, where they did say, this is a point that the INEC CPS, to the chairman of INEC, spoke about yesterday, where voters will request to see result sheet or any materials whatsoever before voting commences. He says that shouldn't be the case. But here, one of the lists of scenarios playing out in Abia State, well, Kelvin, a correspondent there, says there weren't enough materials.
Incomplete materials.
They were not complete in Abia, and then they said, no way, we won't have elections in that area. How do we deal with this kind of situation?
Well, I think voter education, we've said, should go hand in hand. But you find out that people will respond to experience. During the presidential elections, there were allegations of electoral malpractice in that state. And I think that is the backlash, that we complained that where there were no complete electoral materials, we proceeded to vote, and then the results that they claimed were announced were different from what was on ground. So I think it's the vigilance of those people now that dictated this course of action, that you're not going to have a repeat performance of where we go through the motion of accreditation, voting, and then the result sheet or something will be filled somewhere. And you heard the correspondent saying that a particular party is featuring in this exercise. And the ballot boxes and all that are going to high official residents. I think that was the point I was making, that if we have proactive policing, then this should have come to the attention of the Commissioner of Police, whoever is in that unit, for them to preempt those ballot boxes going to the house of anybody. Where you have reactionary policing, you just wait, things happen, and then you say you are not going to investigate after the fact. What are you going to investigate when the paper trail of evidence will have disappeared?
Lady Gold, he says, has got those ballot boxes moved to her house. A certain Lady Gold, he tells us. And we also have a situation there where hoodlums have attacked people. What's the worst case scenario you're looking at? Is this a continuation? When will we see an end to these kind of actions by hoodlums?
When we have electoral justice in Nigeria. Without electoral justice, you can't have electoral peace. It's as simple as that. Insofar as you have people who see electioneering as war, and who feel that they have to use that war to obtain power illegitimately, so long are you going to have electoral violence. And what we've experienced over time is that we have both invading electoral violence and reactive electoral violence. You know, in those states, during the Second Republic, like what we had was a reactive electoral violence. The NPN rigged election in that state for Shiva Kiamobore, who is now late, may God rest his soul, and the state erupted in violence. That was a reactive electoral violence.
I hate to interrupt, but